Hi guys, so welcome to day 2 of our clean eating challenge. I hope that you were very successful in eating every 2 to 3 hours yesterday, and I hope that you are feeling good about your first day so that we can move into today. Today we're going to focus on pairing foods and what kind of combinations of foods you should pair, and I'm actually really going to focus on this from a snacking perspective, but it also applies to dinner and so forth. So in terms of pairing foods and what combinations of foods that you want to eat, you actually want to be pairing a carb and a protein always, because they work really well together and they provide a good complement. So carbs are things like fruit, vegetable, bread is a carb, pasta, and they're foods that you eat very commonly. Carbs are great because the body can metabolize them very quickly, so you can get a really nice quick energy burst from a carb. The body basically breaks them down into sugar, which hopefully you're eating natural carbs and natural sugar, so then you can process that really quickly and easily. When your body consumes a carb, you get that energy burst. You also get a nice rise in your blood sugar levels, and you also get a increase in your insulin levels. The problem with eating a carb by itself is that you will get a crash after that. So what happens, you get that spike in your blood sugar, you get that spike in your insulin, you get that energy burst, and if that's all you've eaten, let's say you've eaten a carb by itself, so you just had a piece of bread or some chips or crackers, then what happens when the insulin level drops and the blood sugar drops, you get that drag or that crash. And you've all experienced this before. Some people experience it on an extreme side. Some people experience it where you just kind of get that groggy, sluggish feeling. And so what we tell you to do, or what we tend to train people to do, is to pair your carb consumption with a protein. What a protein does is that the body processes, it takes a little bit more effort for the body to break down the protein. Proteins are also good to pair with your carbs because they make you feel full. So you will be more sustained for a longer period of time, and because the body takes a little longer to break that down, by the time your blood levels are dropping and your insulin levels are dropping or going to be dropping, the body has completed breaking down the protein so that you don't get that big valley. So you want to always pair your carb and your protein. So when you're snacking, you know, I'm not going to just eat a piece of fruit. I usually will have a banana, usually my fruit of choice, and some nuts, so that I have the carb and the protein. Or you might have yogurt and some fruit. Or you might have, if we're thinking about dinner combinations, you never just have meat by itself, and you're probably not just eating vegetables by themselves, so we always have a meat and the vegetables. So you want that sort of combination for every meal that you're having. So I want you to think about that as we're going through this challenge, and as we're thinking about changing the way that we eat, because it's going to really help you. Something else I want to talk about before I let you go is fat. People are always afraid of fats, like, oh, I'm going on a diet, or oh, I'm trying to lose weight, and so I don't want to eat fat. The body absolutely needs fat to survive. You need them because the fats in the body allow the body to be able to absorb vitamins, so vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin D, vitamin K, and it's also how you're going to have healthy hair, healthy skin. So you have to eat fats. There are healthy fats. You want to eat things like avocado, olive oil, coconut oil. You can have full fat mayonnaise. I wouldn't say go get a tub of it, but you can have, you know, a little teaspoon of it. So you want to, when you are consuming fats, another one, nut butters are really good fats to have. Their healthy fats. So almond butter, peanut butter, and people say, oh, I want to get the reduced fat versions. Low fat foods are actually not as healthy for you as you might think. What happens with low fat foods is that the companies have taken the fat out of them, the natural fat, so then they have to put some sort of additives and things in there to give it a flavor. So what happens with them is that low fat foods are really highly processed oftentimes because they took the fat out of it, so they don't taste good. So it's actually healthier for you to consume 1 tablespoon of regular natural mayonnaise than it is for you to consume 1 tablespoon of low fat mayo. And I know that's contrary to what you may have been taught, but that's the way it works. The problem with processed foods, and we'll talk about this a little bit more tomorrow, but the body doesn't have a way to really break that down, or it has to work double overtime to break it down. So we'll talk about that some more in detail tomorrow. But so you want to get your healthy fats in as well. If you have questions about it, you can always reach out to me, and I will be sure to kind of clarify for you. And if you're having things like 100% natural butter, that's fine. You just have a tablespoon, so watch your portions. But you do want to make sure you get some of that in also in your day somehow. So that's all I have for you. I'm looking forward to seeing your posts this afternoon to see how we're doing on our day 2.